Just incredible. Just the cost to produce something like that would be astronomical. From 1960, this is Tennessee Ernie Ford and Sing a Hymn with Me. On the front cover, the hymnal book, and that's exactly what it is. The cover is just like a hymnal book, same texture, and it is the front cover of a book of hymns. Open it up, and there are the words and music to the hymns in this album. There is even the bookmark. Look at that. Go through, there's all the lyrics along with the melody. It's a little fragile, it has been a little worn here. It's stapled in paper, just like a hymnal book. It is a hymn book attached to the front of a Gatefold album cover. Close the book, and then you also can open the cover. This is probably the best way to show it to you. There's the record cover, and then the book, the hymnal on the front. Opens up like that, the book's sort of falling out. You open it up, back cover. Inside, a write-up from Tennessee Ernie Ford himself. Can you imagine the cost of this? This is a hardcover, book cover texture, hymnal book, full of the words. And then it's a Gatefold record cover. There's a ribbon here. Just the cost to produce something like that would be astronomical. So here's a series of Gatefolds now from the early 60s, the 50 guitar series featuring the 50 guitars of Tommy Garrett. I have 4 50 Guitars releases, and all of the early 50 Guitars records were Gatefold record covers, but that's not all. So this is the first one, 50 Guitars Go South of the Border, released in 1961, visual sounds, stereo, the 50 guitars of Tommy Garrett, very splashy design, the guitars all lined around in the circle there with the splashy South of the Border coming through the middle. But of course, when you open up the Gatefold, it reveals a little bit more. It is a cutout. The design is meant for you to see the inside picture before you even open the record. The picture on the front cover is great too. The guitars all perfectly placed around their headstocks, and you can see the picture carries over into the back, so you get the full guitar. Then when you open it up, this is what is revealed inside. The full picture of all the guitars hanging out in the Mexican landscape. They got sombreros, they got blankets. They're all ready to go for a little fiesta. There is a write-up inside that tells you about the recording, but really not a lot of information. Then this is 50 Guitars Go South of the Border, Volume 2, which came out in 1962. Picture of the lady in the red dress dancing there, and true to form, it is a cutout and a gatefold. You open it up, not much more revealed with the picture, just information inside. The front cover photo is a fantastic wraparound, just like the first one, but with instead of just one guitar, you get all the guitars once you open up for the full photo. Another one from 1962, 50 Guitars Visit Hawaii. You've got the palm tree guitar, that's genius. And then the orange sun with the swirls on the side. And this one, you open up to reveal the picture of the sun and the girl with the flowers. 50 Guitars Visit Hawaii, of course. On the inside cover, the designs around the cutout, very cool. There's another guitar with the Hawaiian designs interlaid. This one doesn't have a wraparound from the front to the back cover, but dig the picture on the back. Then another 50 Guitars, the final gatefold I have of the 50 Guitars series, this one from 1963, Maria Elena. The picture of the eyes and the flowers. Open it up to reveal the full picture. This one kind of cheaps out on the art because you have the picture on the inside, and then when you open it up on the outside, you get the same picture. So these two I featured in a video on their own, but I wanted to include them here just to show you some, again, as we're going through early examples of gatefold records. Verve Records and Esquire magazine put together some sound tour records in the early 1960s with some incredible sleeves. Because they're teamed up with the magazine, that's kind of what you get with the sound tour series. You have the picture on the front and then the picture on the back, another great portrait. But instead of opening up like the regular gatefolds, these open up from the middle, 2 gatefolds. And then on this side, you have the sound tour with pictures, more bullfighting. These are pretty cool. The records load from the top. Now this record here comes from 1965. This is the Pan Am Jet North Stars Steel Band from Trinidad, Souvenirs in Steel. It's a steel band in Trinidad, sponsored by Pan Am. Pan Am Airlines, which was the major airline of the day, would sponsor the steel band. Tourists would fly down to Trinidad, they'd see the Pan Am Steel Band, they'd have some drinks, they'd have a good time, they'd hear some great music, maybe buy a record while they're there. This is just a treasure. It's, again, 1965. It's got a glossy finish, very shiny. Then the front cover, here we have, looks like cutouts of a steel drum. Like if you were looking down at a steel drum, it would look similar to that. It's sort of indented like that in certain areas, and that's where they hit them. They get different sounds from the drum. And this is a steel drum cover, right? It's obvious a cutout because there is a picture behind the cutout. You open the cover to reveal the picture. One of the dancers with the steel band down in Trinidad with the colorful costume on, and then it opens up in a one-page booklet. So not only does this record cover feature the gatefold cutout, it has the one-page magazine, but also inside the record is red vinyl. Colored vinyl from 1965. Here's another one from 1965, this time a rock and roll record. Play Guitar with the Ventures, Volume 2. The Ventures show you how to play by ear. This gatefold cover mainly used for information. This is incredible. It opens up, as you can see. We have the diagram of how to hold the guitar, how to play the guitar, if you have an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar. The front cover tells you this album includes a 12-page illustrated booklet with easy-to-follow diagrams. Learn how to play guitar. Now this is volume 2. They actually released, I think, about 4 or 5 volumes in the Play Guitar series. And then as it says, you open it up, inside there's a diagram, finger pattern for the lead and the bass parts of the guitar. Then as you're listening, you can play along. It tells you the notes, where to play them, where to hold your finger, how many times to pick them. The lead guitar, the bass guitar for Wipeout. Between 1960 and 1965, the Ventures released, I think, about 20 albums. They were very productive in their time. So those are the early and definitely more unusual examples of gatefold album covers that I have. I got plenty more great gatefolds and awesome album covers to show you on the next episode of The Art of the Album Cover.